Hello, everybody. And again, I didn't expect to be back here reviewing Tech N9ne. This time, he dropped two singles, F.T.I 2.0 and Death Rights featuring King ISO. So that is what we are going to be talking about in this video. My name is HSR. This is a bonus episode of the Headspace podcast. Chris is still missing in action because it's his birthday and he went away to have shenanigans. So I'll be sure to wish him a happy birthday when he's back. All right, so before we jump into these tracks and just start talking, I want to give a special thanks to the patrons Ismail Gadamsi, Lindell Williams, Super Old School 1994, and Chris Prado. All right, so typically I would give a long introduction about whatever, I'm an amateur, and we're just going to talk about the tracks like people, but I don't really want to present it like. Basically, I've talked about Tech N9ne a few times, like literally last week we put out a video. We've talked about his Planet album earlier this year. I've been a Tech N9ne fan for a very long time, just for those who didn't watch your video the last time. And in general, I'm at a point in my Tech N9ne fandom where 8 years later, he's just not that interesting to me like he used to be. So every time I come and check out a Tech N9ne project, what I'm ultimately hoping for is that he's going to do something that excites me again. He's going to reinvent something, or he's going to say something meaningful. Like hearing about some issues he had on Planet, like where, you know, girls were going topless who were underage and he was getting clipped. Like that was interesting. That was like some real shit we can talk about. When he did the Aw Yeah song, that was some real shit. The freaking really dramatic song off of Planet that's being turned into a movie. Interesting shit. So he still has it in him to like come out and make these songs that are just absolutely phenomenal. But then we get some stuff where I have grievances. Now, I think it's just really fitting to move into the first song at this point because my main thing I want to talk about is really tied into F.T.I 2.0.
Your catalog, we ain't gotta do that at all. We saying that a hog, fuck the industry ministry.
Alright, I didn't comment on the cover. It's boring. It's just kind of tech and it says the names of it. It's a single cover. It's not that interesting. There's no real name to this project. It's just both the names of the songs. But this is F.T.I 2.0. That's what we're going to start with. And F.T.I, as you probably know watching this, stands for Fuck the Industry. And this is the 2.0. This is like the reinvention of his classic song off of Angelic, like way back in the day, called F.T.I. So I checked that out. And then I did a little bit of research because there was something that kind of bothered me about the idea of Tech saying fuck the industry. As you may know, I'm not a big fan of his woe is me, even though I'm fucking filthy rich capitalist approach he's taking, where he uses his fans' pity and generates these kind of like fake problems he's dealing with, just pure drama and shit, and oh, everybody hates me, I'm the fucking victim, blah blah blah, buy my album, come to my show, you know, like that's how I've kind of seen him play it for a while in terms of the overall brand that is Tech N9ne, the brand that is Strange Music, which is fine. So we all know that Tech is independent. He owns Strange Music, which is an independent record label. So from what that would mean to me is from the music production point of view, nobody's telling him what to do. He can make the albums he wants to make. So he gets to pick his producers, and at the end of the day, when he feels the album is done, he can publish it, and he probably owns all the rights to his music and shit like that in terms of just the music production side. But I'm an independent artist, so I know all about that side of it. I do all of that stuff on my own. I'm bad at it and I'm not successful. I'm learning, so I can't quite claim Forbes list, but I can say I know how to sell a producer project. Let's talk about the other side of music, the other side of independency for a quick second, where you have distribution. So distribution is where people take your music and push it to shit. Like what you hear on the radio for the most part is just stuff that comes from distribution deals. So all the labels have the various distribution label type things worked out, and you essentially work out a deal where they take a cut of your money to push your shit. And that's how distribution works because of whatever. So as much as Strange Music is an independent label that is creating its own music, it is not independent when it comes to distribution. In the United States of America, they are distributing through Fontana since 2006. This is a relevant date. So Fontana is owned by Universal Music Group, but is independent, whatever the fuck that means. Either way, It's an independent, let you do what you want, but money still funnels back to Universal Music Group for everything that gets sold in the United States. All the Spotify streams, the YouTube plays, the album sales, all of that shit is running through distribution. On the other hand of that, we have outside of the USA, who it isn't even Fontana, an indie thing. It is specifically Universal Music Group. So I'm in Canada. What that means is every time I played a Tech N9ne song, any album I bought, anything really, I've been paying Universal Music Group a chunk of money. Why is that relevant? Because Universal Music Group is one of what's called the Big Three. The Big Three evil corporations of music labels that, in theory, when you're saying fuck the industry, you're talking about those Big Three and everything that they represent. You're talking about all of the label works, right? Now, if you're claiming to be independent and you're distributing through a major label, I've already personally have a bit of a grievance with that because, like, you're not really independent. Like Macklemore was shouting out, I'm the INDEPE and whatever, spelled it out. And you knew that he was being distributed by a major label because he was getting fucking AT40 mainstream radio play. That's not really independent anymore. I mean, you're not really doing it on your own. You're not really in full control because as much as you are in control of your music creation process, if you ever do cross that line, the big label can drop you, and you Forbes list winning rapper indie guys probably care more about the money at that point than you care about the actual integrity of what you're doing. That's my honest thoughts about it because come on, like the amount of corporate sponsorings and all this other shit that goes into it, you can't be like, fuck the industry while being the industry. You can't say a song called Fuck the Industry and put that out knowing that every record that you sell related to that is paying into the damn industry because the industry uses its assets to push your music to make you a global phenomenon, a Forbes list artist. It was through the industry, okay? Because prior to 2006, when he wrote F.T.I. 1 and he was introing the song talking about how he's going to give all this music away for free and shit, at that point, Dudes is not signed to shit connected to major labels or whatever, distributions. He's able to make the song, in my opinion, in 2001 or 2 or 3 or whenever the early version came out. Because it was prior to this big press release, Tech N9ne Strange Music is now being distributed under whatever label it was, the distribution label. Sorry, don't want to get clipped on bad language. But Fontana, which if you look into it, is owned by Universal Music Group, which means basically the only reason they've had any success at all is because of industry. And if you want to talk about industry, there was a period of time where literally every music video that Tech N9ne put out had a monster can in it. So now you're using industry capitalism to do things like push energy drink poison on children because you know who your fan base is and you're going to tell me you're not industry? Fuck that noise, man. That's really frustrating because you go through this song and it's pretty okay. It's a nice beat. It's very strong. I don't want to like belittle the song. Like it's actually well done. I really enjoy Seven's production. I think Seven is one of my favorite producers out there, given the type of versatility he has with his ear and his ability to make different things. But it just needed to be said that Tech N9ne is like a fake fucker when it comes down to his fuck the industry independent shit. And there's proof of that because if you look at how the music industry works, he's not truly independent and he really loves the industry because he cares about making money and fucking hoes and all that other bullshit, which is just industry trash. It's the same trash the industry is selling, as we'll see on the next song. I mean, I know it's not on this song because on this song, he's all like punk and shit and coming back. But on the next song, okay, anyway, like that's my problem with him. And it's not jealousy. I am not jealous of that. I would rather be a broke purist than a fucking corporate sellout at this point. Now, maybe I change. Maybe I get all the money and I sell out too. At that point, don't go play this video. I'm open-minded. I know that once money comes into my life, it'll be very hard to be the type of person I am. But at least who I am today, like, I want money to accumulate opportunity, not necessarily to take money off of you, the consumer. But I don't know that Tech N9ne is in the same place because his goal is to consume more wealth, more fame. It's all about fueling the strange music tech machine. Anyway, so when the monster you created comes back to bite you in the ass, What does that mean, Tech? Like, at this point in time, literally nobody feels you have the impact to threaten anybody's career. You're not significant like that. Like, I've been watching the general conversations of shit. Tech N9ne is described as a nice, humble dude who everybody in the industry wants to work with. And he works with everybody in the industry regardless. He's on a fucking Lil Wayne album. Like, what are you talking about, dude? The industry fucking loves you and you love the fucking industry. What I say in this disclosure, y'all are stupid, you get shoulder. For all the people who buy into his fucking narrative, he's just being honest with you here. I think he's not even trying to play it up. He's kind of flossing that there are people who are going to pay money to support him in light of the fact that he's just lying through his fucking teeth on this track, at least in terms of the sentiment he's trying to do. Like, I mean, if you want to argue that Tech here is trying to be like, well, the industry didn't like me, so fuck them, I made it anyway. Well, you did it by becoming the industry. I don't see it. Even like the Insane Clown Posse acts like the fucking industry now. They all do, because they all made money, and the only way to run in capitalist North America and shit is to be the fucking industry. So if, like, you've heard of the dude, and he's got big pushing and corporate sponsorships, like, what? I just don't get it. I've said that a lot. I get it. Fine. Okay, I'll move on. I don't know. You look at since the days of Vitrola, all the years of straight lies and depriving. Now I'm pushing to take a dive and conniving. We should never hear any cries on the guys. When independence, we rise in high. What are you saying, Tech? This is not 2003 no more. You made it. You are the guy. Like, everybody's heard of you. At least people who care about rap. Like, you did it. This is the 2010 song you should have been writing. We're 2018 and you've been successful for nearly a fucking decade. Like, world tour level successful for nearly a decade. What the fuck is the point of this track? What are you trying to do? Play on sympathies? We don't sob when you suffer. We say, ha ha, motherfucker. Oh God, when they snuff you, I stand right hand, middle finger, fuck you. You're like a 40 plus something year old man with a lot of money. Who are you rebelling against? Nobody buys this bullshit, dude. I mean, I'm certain they do. I'm certain a lot of kids do. I'm certain a lot of new tech fans do. Because as we said in our last tech video, there is a cycle to tech fandom. So if you are feeling highly enraged and want to hit that dislike button, go listen to 7 fucking albums in a row. Go listen to all of his content, all of his tricks, all of the alliterations and shit, and tell me that I'm wrong. Anyway, go look at how he hasn't changed. He's now famous and rich, and he's doing very little to help the world. Where's the, if you really want to be a punk, where's the fuck the plastic industry because it's putting fucking shit in the ocean and killing fishes in the coral reefs and shit? Where's the fuck the big industry that is like putting carbon emissions into the blah blah blah? Where's like the real punk shit? No, instead we get, what was me by my album? I don't know. No more fucking Grammys. Tech, what kind of nonsense is this no more fucking Grammys? You never won a Grammy. That implication is like, what, you don't care about the Grammys anymore? But you worded it as though you were a real contender and now you don't care anymore. You weren't a contender because you didn't play the game. That's fucking cool. Now you're mad because you played the game and you're not really winning. That's not cool anymore. You gotta understand the difference, for at least somebody who's been watching for a long time. I don't know, man. Like, I would love to win a Grammy. That would be so cool. Just because it would be so fucking weird for, like, you guys watching me now. If in 5 years I'm winning a Grammy, that would be next level. I make music. It's plausible. Improbable, but plausible. But, like, I don't see Tech beating out fucking Kanye West and shit. Like, are you kidding me? He's not even in the same league of, like, playing the game. Whatever. So it's like, if you really hate the industry, if you really hate all this shit, why was it ever a consideration? Because the only reason it's in this song is because it's something he cared about. Like, you don't write things into songs if they weren't on your mind and you don't care about them. Anyway, I mean, he says shit like, get a little stupid, get a little stupid. I mean, get a lot stupid because y'all dishonor the music. Okay. I mean, I can't say that you're honoring the music, really. I mean, keeping it real was a fundamental part of honoring the fucking music. And I know that Tech may believe this is all real, but lying to yourself doesn't make shit real. It makes you as bad as the people you're calling out for their delusions of reality. Look, The song does everything a Tech N9ne song's supposed to do, and it's actually enjoyable to listen to, but I was more interested in giving you my fucking rant here, because at the end of the day, it's like, whatever. The first version of F.T.I. is actually really cool. It features like a whole Strange Music roster. Chris Calico is 100% the best rapper on the original F.T.I. Fucking steals the show with his dynamic lyrics and shit, and you feel like a different energy. These are guys who are still at that point where they're pushing music for free just because they love what they're doing. F.T.I. 2.0 is a grown man selling fake dreams to get you to buy his shit. Because check it, I mean, why are you releasing your fucking album in some EP single format like this? All four of the tracks that came out, Nina Collection 1 or whatever it was, this one, they could have been grouped together. I don't know, however many songs it was, I don't remember. They could have all been kind of just one giant project. It didn't actually have to be split up like this. But he's industrying the fuck out of you by manipulating algorithms and shit to get more sales. That's all this is. It's to stay in the headlines more. It's to play the game. It's to do exactly what labels do. If you're really about that music, your release strategy would reflect that shit, because this is more individual items you as a consumer have to buy. I've put out albums. I know what the prices are for you as a consumer. Tech is basically charging you more like this in this strategy. That's his goal here. He's trying to make more money. So it's not really a fuck the industry. If he hadn't made that the motif and he had just kind of done everything about it except made it about that, maybe made it about being a bunch of fucking outcast weirdos, I'm okay with that. Tech's an outcast weirdo. He should just stick with rapping the fucking weirdos. That's what we liked about him in the first place. Nobody wants to see the weirdo who got rich bitching. I digress. I get this song a 4.25 objectively. Probably don't, at this point, don't care what I think about this song, but at the end of the day, I think it's sad. It really made me sad to hear it. Anyway, apparently some Juggalos is giving Tech N9ne some death threats. Alright, I'm down with this one a hell of a lot more. This is kind of a little bit more what I was talking about. When Tech addresses some interesting stuff or does something interesting, at least you can get excited for it. In my opinion, there is a complete vacancy of the rock metal styled beats. So in this case, you can hear the crazy. It just could be like a fucking punk metal song. I'm not sure which, really. But the overall energy on the track, as far as what Seven is doing, it blows me out the water. At this point, Tech could be literally going, I jack off in a corner and jizz for like the entire song, and I would probably really still be into it, because from a production point of view, I love the direction when Tech takes it here, and this is so cool to me. So I wanted to give love, because I gave a bunch of shit talking in the last one. Relevant shit talking. Don't be a hater out there. I'm not being a hater. Facts back shit up. That's all I'm trying to say. The rapper, anyway, Tech N9ne comes in here and apparently he's kind of responding to death threats. Now, I spent some time listening to some interviews about why the Juggalos were giving him death threats. Apparently, ICP felt that Tech didn't give them enough credit. Because, of course, ICP is a bunch of whiners too sometimes. And so the Juggalos got really mad and started threatening Tech N9ne. And so he didn't want to go perform at certain shows and shit, which is all fair if you have like hardcore fans actually threatening your life. Well, fuck you fans who threaten people's life. If you put death threats on the internet, I think you're basically should get charged with threatening someone's life on the internet, because there is no joke in threatening people's lives. That shit is stuff that you don't forget, and it sticks with people. So on that note, I understand the paranoia that drove this shit. But when I looked into the story, the death threats were not because he's the king bitch, and it wasn't because of money, groupies, drugs, alcohol, and bling shit. That is not, I mean, if that was the case, then in the interviews when he was discussing things like death threats, he would have said, oh, it's because I'm famous and haters is jelly and they want to take what's mine. I mean, I get all the groupies, drugs, alcohol, and bling shit, so they want to take that from me. But you didn't hear that in the interview. You heard that the Juggalos are hardcore fans and ICP had to tone them back and bring them back in because Tech was getting death threats and he was afraid to perform. Justifiably so. I'm not calling him a coward or anything. I wouldn't want to perform if motherfuckers was threatening my life either. That would be scary, and you know, I get it. Some people use that for gangsta appeal. I'm not gangsta, so I can respect not wanting to perform when people threaten your life. It's all facts. You can go look at this. The interview came out in like 2017 or some shit, like June. So anyway, Tech N9ne does some standard shit, king shit, bring glitz, teams get fiendish. They see me looking like a mean like, you dream this, you're being... No, I mean, the substance here doesn't really match the reality again. It's just flossing shit. The point Tech N9ne is trying to make in this song is that he's rich and he's famous and he gets girls and he has a cooler life than you. So the result is people wish death upon him. But apparently, people only wish death upon him because people didn't feel like Tech was offering enough respect. That's not the same thing. They're different. I mean, you can really get convoluted, and I could make the legal lawyer-like argument that this song is addressing that. But if you have to do that, kind of sounds a bit like it's not really what's being said. King Izo's verses definitely stand out. Chris was right. King Izo's really fucking good. It's almost like a fresh, younger Tech N9ne who I still care about is my overall feeling. It's like, well, at least this guy hasn't said the same thing and pissed me off in a million ways. But either way, Tech's fine. The chorus is fine. Tech says cockamamie. That was really great. It was an odd choice of it, but it's definitely just to extend the syllables and stuff. And I think that's my biggest problem with Tech's construction is he puts flow above everything. I like substance, man. You can't listen to some Earl Sweatshirt like I did yesterday and hear all this fucking substance coming out, all this fucking deep poetry, and then go put on Tech and think, I think you really better think about the cockamamie shit you're gonna pull first. I mean, as a rapper, your job is to use a diverse word set to do it. So I get it, it rhymes, but he did rhyme think with think here. And I'm going to say that's lazy because he's Tech N9ne and he's supposed to not be doing lazy shit like that. Either way, Tech's performance is fine. Chris Calico shows up at the end to kind of join on the outro. Overall, the beat and King Izo absolutely sell the song. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to listen to this again because it's hype as fuck. But I give it a 4.5 because it isn't that fire. It isn't substantial. Like, all things considered, I'm sure I can find a better version of this song in his catalog. And now it just kind of, anyway, to like kind of wrap up a bit, because I don't really feel that this is an album, like it's a grade. I just feel like this is shameful marketing. At least with Big Crit, who did the same kind of marketing, the 2 EPs very quick together, really short releases. You got like a substance and a continuity of Big Crit. It was like building up on a new thing. And his last album had come out, and I don't know when the next his last album would come out with like significantly earlier than Tech's. And I feel like at the end of the day, these little albums are just here to get people like me to make videos and get more fucking SEO relevancy. Like, it's just kind of lame. And I would rather see a bigger project come out. I'd rather see Tech N9ne approach real subjects. I'd rather see Tech N9ne just like lay it out and be like, I'm not really as independent as you think I am, and I'm really all about that industry. Because that really pissed me off, and that's basically the main reason why we're doing this video today, is because I think it's important to state that you can't claim that you hate the industry while directly supporting the fucking industry by selling your music, by creating. With this EP strategy, it actually gives the industry more money than if you had put out less projects with larger songs, because for every unit that gets released, that gets sold, they get a cut. And by creating multiple units of things that you're publishing, you feed the industry money. Like, are you... Come on, Tech N9ne. Anyway, I'm done complaining about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did not, hit that dislike button in the comments. Leave something there telling me how I'm a fucking moron who doesn't know shit about Tech N9ne and all that good stuff. I've listened to only like about 10 of his albums. I don't know. Tell me what you want in the comments. But special thanks to the patrons, Ismail Ganamsi, Super School 1994, Chris Prado, and Lindell Williams. They support what we do here. We try to go to the albums, find the quality, dig deep, talk about some real shit. If you want to see us grow, get better gear, get better production, all the good stuff, you can check us out there, where you can join the request pool, where you can basically get us to do whatever albums you want once a month. One of the patrons picks it. They're in a queue. You join that. You get on that list. Too many people join. We do 2 a month from Patreon. You know how it's going to be. We're going to play fair. And when you do sign up, you get to choose a review that you do the next time, no matter what. If you're not into the Patreon shit, you can feel free to hit that subscribe, hit that like. Like I said, it's the opposite of what I said before. You can still leave a comment, though, and tell me what you thought. I also put out a project recently in November. And if you want to check that out and let me know what you thought, the link is in the description of the video. Anyway, thank you for watching. It really means the world to me. I don't know if y'all been digging these little EP things, but YouTube wants me to make more videos, and this is the easiest way for us to do that now. Next week, Chris will be back, and it'll be good times like normal. Peace, everyone.